modulation schemes named ASK, FSK, and PSK. And if we talk more specifically, we can say that it was binary ASK, binary FSK, and binary PSK, right? So these modulation schemes we have covered in the previous lectures. Today we are going to start some MRE modulation schemes. So we'll study something about MRE ASK, MRE FSK, and MRE BPSK. Okay, sorry, MRE PSK, right? So now, just to recap, I want to share a screen in front of you. Perhaps the screen is visible to you. So here, this was the precap that we have seen the schemes like ASK, FSK, and PSK. So these were the modulation schemes. In the modulation schemes, you can have a digital data. For example, here we are having 1, 0, 1, 0, right? And the duration of one bit is TB. And if we are taking a carrier signal, and the waveform for that carrier signal can be named as AC cos 2 pi FCT plus phi c. Then if we are talking about amplitude shift keying, in that case, the amplitude will be varying, or amplitude of the carrier will get changes according to the massive signal. So for example, for 1, we can transfer the full magnitude, right, or the magnitude A1. And for 0, we can transmit some other magnitude, which should be certainly lower than the value which we have transmitted for 1, right? Or it can be vice versa also. It is not mandatory. The thing is that we have to transmit certain amplitude for 1 or certain amplitude for 0. But there should be a significant difference in the amplitude level if you are talking for 1 and 0, right? So it is not an issue that for 0 you are transmitting high amplitude, or for 0 you are transmitting low amplitude. Okay. So ASK signal can be here. Here you can see that there is a 1 amplitude level for 1 and the second amplitude level for 0. And similarly for 1, again we are having amplitude level, and 0, again we are having some other amplitude level. So this was a ASK modulation scheme in which the amplitude of the carrier is changing according to the massive signal. Similarly, you can have FSK, which is named as frequency shift keying. And in that frequency shift keying, we know that we have to transfer different frequencies, or the signals with different frequencies for different value of 1 and 0s. So for example, here this is the signal which is having certain high frequency, and this is for 1, and this is the signal which is having certain low frequency, and it is for 0. And you can repeat these frequencies for coming 1s and 0s. So it can be a FSK signal because the frequency of the carrier wave is changing according to the massive signal. You can see here, if the frequency of the carrier wave is FC, you can clearly see here, then for 1, you can see that the frequency is relatively higher in comparison to FC, right? And for 0, the frequency is relatively lower in comparison to FC. So you can see here that either the frequency of carrier is increasing or the frequency of the carrier is decreasing according to the massive signal. Similarly, for phase shift keying, we have studied that the phase of the carrier wave is changing according to the massive signal. So for example, for 1, I'm transmitting this signal, right? So for 0, definitely there will be a phase reversal. So you can see here, we are ending at this point, and again, we are starting from the same point. So it is a 180-degree phase shift, right? So for binary, you can transmit some certain message for 1, and just 180-degree opposite message for 0, right? So this is the waveform of phase shift keying. These all things we have already seen, but I'm just revising in front of you that these things we have covered in the previous lectures. So these are the popular carrier modulation schemes, and because we are having here binary message, or we can say that we are using 1 bit to represent a 1 symbol, so it can be named as binary ASK or binary FSK or binary PSK, right? Similarly, if we are talking about MRE level, if we are talking about M level, then we can write down, we can have M level ASK or M level PSK or M level FSK, right? What we mean by M level, I have already discussed that whenever you need some to represent a single symbol, if you need more number of bits or M number of bits, right, then you can say that it is a M level communication, right? For example, if you are representing a symbol by 1, this is a symbol S, you are representing it by 1, or you are representing it by 0, then you can say that this is a binary communication. You are transferring your information in terms of either ones and zeros. But if you say that this is a symbol, it can be represented by 1 1, 0 0, 0 1, or 1 0, then you can say that this is M level communication, right? So this symbol can have either 1 1 or 0 0 or 0 1 or 1 0, any level it can this symbol can be represented by any of these level, right? So that's why this is M level communication. We have already done lot many discussions about M level, how many number of bits are required if we are talking about M level communication. We have already seen these all things, so I'm not repeating those things here. But ultimately we need M level communication, because you can say that this M level communication or M-RE communication can be more general communication, right? If we need M levels, or we need more number of bits to represent our symbol or our signal in certain cases. So we cannot avoid this M level communication, because it can be more practical communication, because it is not forcing you to just represent your signal either with the help of ones or zeros, right? It can give you liberty for the proper representation of your signal, so that your signal can be successfully recovered at the site of the receiver. So these all things we have already seen. So today we can start with a small heading, that is M-RE ASK, right? M-RE ASK. So it is very simple again. If we are talking about M-RE ASK, ASK means that the amplitude of the carrier wave will changes according to the message signal. But if you're talking about M-RE ASK, it means that your amplitude can take M values or M levels according to the message signal, right? So in M-RE communication, you can write it down. In M-RE ASK, there are M different amplitude levels. There are M different amplitude levels to represent levels of the carrier to represent the message or signal, right? So this is the concept of M-RE ASK. So it means that a signal can be represented like S of IT, where the amplitudes can take AI values, and here we can have cos of 2 pi FCT, and for all means we can say that for I should be 1 2 3 dash 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 M, right? If you are putting M is equal to 2, it will become the waveform of binary ASK, right? But for M, for the value capital M, it can be represented as AI cos of 2 pi FCT, where time T is basically it is a bit period 0 to TB, right? So for single bit, because this T is in the range between 0 to TB, right? For a single bit, you will have a certain amplitude, right? But if you are representing your symbol with more number of bits, then you will have more number of levels. We'll see it again. For example, you further you can write here that further this AI can be represented. It is a derived result I am using directly. AI can be written as 2I minus 1 minus M into D, right? Where AI can be written as 2I minus 1 into D. We know that what is this D? We have already read the constellation diagram, right? So D is a spacing between two consecutive symbols, right? So we are using this D is the spacing between two consecutive constellation of ASK. So AI can be represented as 2i minus 1 minus m into d, and this AI means different levels of amplitudes, right? So according to the value of I, we can choose different values of amplitudes, and with this mean we can modulate our massive signal as Emery ASK, right? For example, you can again take a simple example here. For example, if I'm taking example, for example, the value of m is equal to 4 means I'm talking about 4-level communication or 4-level ASK, and the value of d is equal to unity for the sake of simplicity, right? In that case, you can find out the possibilities of amplitude, right? So see, AI can be equal to 2i minus 1 minus 4 into 1, right? And we know that what is the value of I can take the value from 1, 2, 3 and 4 because the value of m is equal to 4. So for example, if you're putting I is equal to 1 here, right, then the value of a1 can be written as minus of 3, है ना? Because if you are putting 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Similarly, a2, if I am putting the value of I is equal to 2, so it will become 4 minus 4, it will be equal to minus 1. Similarly, you can find out the value of a3, right? Because you are putting I is equal to 3. So 3 into 2 is 6, minus 1 is equal to 5, minus 4 is equal to 1, right? Similarly, you can find out the value of a4. It can be equal to 4 to the 8, minus 1, 7, minus 4 is equal to 3, right? So you can see here that if you are talking about m is equal to 4-level communication, then these are the 4 possible amplitudes to represent our signal, right? So you can say that in this case, how we can write down the value of 4 ASK, right? How we can represent the 4 ASK. So to represent 4 ASK, we can say that the waveform will be S1t, and for S1t we know that it is A1 and A1 is equal to minus 3. So waveform can be minus 3 cos of 2 pi fct. Then we can have the value of S2t, which is equal to minus of cos of 2 pi fct. Similarly, we can have S3t, which can be represented as cos of 2 pi fct, and similarly we can have S4t, which can be represented as plus of 3 cos of 2 pi fct. So these can be the 4 waveforms for 4 possible representation of the amplitudes in the case of ASK. Fine. So now again I am showing you a slide. You can see here for more understanding. For example, this is a very good slide to just tell you what is the meaning of or practical meaning of M-level communication, right? For example, here you can have your message in terms of ones, zeros, right? If you are having messages from like ones and zeros, then you can represent this 1 by high level and 0 by low level. That's it. So this is a binary communication. Right? Because you are representing a single bit for single symbol, right? Representing a single bit for single symbol, right? Again, you can see here, this is a single one to represent a single symbol. This is a 1, this is a 0, 0, 0, 1, right? So this is a binary representation. But here you can see that, for example, if my message is representing like this, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So to represent a one symbol, I'm using 2 bits. And why we are doing so? Because sometimes in certain cases, it is not possible to represent our message with the help of only single bit, right? I have already told you, perhaps you remember it. And now again, I am repeating you in front of you that, for example, if we are having, I should rub it. नोट कर लिया आपने? कोई बताएगा? नोट कर लिया क्या ये? Okay. अगर मैं बात करूं कि मैं ऐसा क्यों कह रहा हूं कि आप कभी एम लेवल की जरूरत पड़ सकती है, ये मैंने आपको पहले बताया था कि अगर मैं मान लीजिए ये कोई सिंबल है, ये कोई सिग्नल है मेरे पास, ठीक है। अब मैं इसको सैंपल कर रहा हूँ, तो मान लीजिए मैंने सैम्पलिंग रेट कुछ भी रखा हुआ है, ये सैंपल किए मैंने इसके सैंपल्स, ठीक है, ये सैंपल्स किए। अब सैंपल के बाद मुझे क्या करना होता है, क्वांटाइजेशन। क्वांटाइजेशन के बाद मुझे लेवलिंग हो जाती है हर एक सिंबल की, यानी कि एक लेवल मुझे मिल जाएगा और उस लेवल का फिर मुझे कोड करना होता है, राइट। अब ये कोडिंग करनी है मुझे, ये कोडिंग करनी है मुझे, ये कोडिंग करनी है मुझे, ये भी कोड करना है लेवल, ये भी कोड करना है, 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 ये भी कोड करना है और ये भी कोड करना है। So if we represent the coding for all these levels, then only the signal will convert it to the digital signal, right? And you know that it is not possible to code these all labels with the help of just 2-bit representation, either 1 or 0. For example, you are representing this symbol by 1 and you are representing this symbol by 0. Then for what, for this symbol? For what, for this sample? Then this sample, and all these samples are still remaining to be encoded, right? So what we have to do, we have to increase the number of bits to represent every sample. So that's why there is a relationship. We will calculate how many samples or how many level we want to represent with the help of bit. So for example, if m is equal to 4, for example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For example, I am taking here 8, right? Just for simplicity. So we know that how many bits are required. For 4 level, we need 2 to the power 2 number of bits. And for m is equal to 8, we need 2 to the power 3 number of bits, right? So we need 3 number of bits to represent a single sample. So that's why the proper representation for this level can be 0, 0, 0. And similarly, for the next symbol, we can use 0, 0, 1. So it is not in my hand that I am using zeros or ones. Sometimes it is required that we need more number of bits to represent a single sample or single symbol, right? Otherwise, you cannot fully encode the whole waveform or the whole message, right? So that's why we need M level communication. And I'm saying that sometimes this M level communication can be treated as more general communication, right? So for example, in this communication, I have to represent this single symbol by 1, 1, then this 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So we are using 2 bits to represent a one symbol, right? So it is a 4-level communication. So 4-level communication means 4 possible amplitudes should be there. And it is very natural, because if you need m is equal to 4, so there are 4 levels. So 4 level means you need 4 amplitudes. For example, for 1, 1, you are representing this 1, 1 by level 4. Then you have to represent 1, 0 by level 3. So this is the second amplitude which you need. Then you again you have to represent 0, 1. For example, the 0, 1 is represented by level 2. So this is third amplitude. Then you are having 0, 0, and for 0, 0 you are using level 1. So this is fourth amplitude. So you need 4 amplitudes. And similarly, you have already seen in this discussion that we have find out all these 4 possible amplitudes if you are talking about m is equal to 4, right? So you have to put I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will get 4 possible amplitudes, which you need to represent all those bits. So this is a basic concept for ASK. Now, again, I want to show that what is this ASK, right? You can see here, this is amplitude shift keying waveform. If you are talking about binary ASK, it means that you are representing your information either in terms of 0 or in terms of 1. So 1, right? So you are using single bit to represent a single symbol, right? So for example, this is 0, you need 1 amplitude. This is 0, again you will repeat the same amplitude. For 1, you need some other amplitude. For again 1, you need some other amplitude. Again 0, 1, 0, 1. So you need this is a waveform of ASK. And because we are representing the information in terms of zeros and ones, you can say that this is binary amplitude shift keying signal. But on the other hand side, if you increase the levels, for example, you are moving from m is equal to 2 to m is equal to 4, it means that you are representing one symbol by 2 bits. So for example, this is one symbol representing by 00. This is one symbol representing by 11, 01, 00, 01, 00. Likewise, this is your binary data. Now, what will be the ASK waveform? You can see here for 00, this is your ASK symbol. Again for 11, this is the P, this is the amplitude level, right? Again for 0 1, this is the third possibility. This is the amplitude which is in between from this 1 1 and 0 0, right? For 0 0, again you are repeating this amplitude level. For 0 1, again you are representing this amplitude level. For 0 0, this one. For 1 0, you need the third possibility, right? Which is higher from the 0 1 and lower, smaller from this 1 1, this one, right? So this is 1 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1, right? And you can represent your whole binary data in terms of ASK, right?
Sir,
So this is the concept of 4 ASK. हाँ शैली बोलो बेटा.
प्लीज रिपीट दिस, ये स्लाइड दोबारा रिपीट कर.
ओके, मैं क्या कह रहा हूं कि यहाँ पर जो बाइनरी ASK है, इसमें हमारे पास आइदर द मैसेज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ 0 और 1. सो आई नीड ओनली 2 एम्पलीट्यूड्स, क्योंकि ASK का मतलब क्या है? ASK का मतलब है कैरियर का एम्पलीट्यूड चेंज होगा. सो 1 के लिए मुझे एक एम्पलीट्यूड चाहिए और 0 के लिए मुझे दूसरा एम्पलीट्यूड चाहिए, ठीक है? बट अगर मैं 4 लेवल ASK की बात कर रहा हूं, तो फिर मुझे 4 एम्पलीट्यूड चाहिए, क्योंकि उसमें एक सिंबल को रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए मैंने 2 बिट्स इस्तेमाल किए हैं. तो मेरे पास पॉसिबिलिटीज कितनी है? 4 पॉसिबिलिटीज, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, राइट? सो 0 0 के लिए मुझे एक एम्पलीट्यूड लेवल चाहिए, 0 1 के लिए मुझे दूसरा एम्पलीट्यूड चाहिए, 0 1 1 0 के लिए मुझे तीसरा एम्पलीट्यूड चाहिए और 1 1 के लिए मुझे चौथा एम्पलीट्यूड चाहिए. तो अगर मेरा बाइनरी डेटा इस टाइप से है, जो कि लिखा हुआ है आपके सामने, 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0, right? So I need different amplitudes for every bit, right? Or every symbol, rather I should say every symbol. So for 0 0 एक एम्पलीट्यूड ये हो गया, फॉर 1 1 ये दूसरा एम्पलीट्यूड हो गया, फॉर 0 1 ये तीसरा एम्पलीट्यूड हो गया, और फॉर 1 0 ये चौथा पॉसिबल एम्पलीट्यूड हो गया. और इन सबको मिला के जो देखो वेवफॉर्म बन रही है, ये है 4 ASK वेवफॉर्म. सो क्या चेंज है इस ASK और इस ASK में? यहाँ पर केवल 2 ही लेवल है, आइदर दिस लेवल और दिस लेवल. बट यहाँ पर देखो एक ये लेवल है, फिर एक ये लेवल है, फिर एक ये लेवल है, फिर एक ये लेवल है. तो यहाँ पर 4 लेवल है इस वेवफॉर्म के अंदर, ठीक है? इसका एम्पलीट्यूड 4 तरीके से चेंज होता हुआ जा रहा है. बस बाइनरी ASK में एम्पलीट्यूड केवल 2 ही तरीके से चेंज हो रहा है, सर्टेन लेवल फॉर 0 एंड सर्टेन लेवल फॉर 1, राइट? समझ में आ गया शैली?
यस.
Okay, so now coming back to the discussion, that this was the M-Array ASK, right? So I hope you got the concept of M-Array ASK, and we have also seen the waveform of M-Array ASK. Now there are a few characteristic points for M-Array ASK which you should note down, that M-Array ASK can also be used as PAM. So you can write it down. You know that PAM is also pulse amplitude modulation, where the amplitude of the pulse is changing according to the message. So is ASK can be M-Array ASK can also be used in PAM, because the concepts of PAM and ASK is relatively nearly same. So that's why we can use M-Array ASK in PAM, right? And the second point for M-Array ASK can be that its implementation is very simple. So what we can write down here, implementation is very simple, right? Is very simple. So these are 2 attributes or 2 characteristics of ASK, but one can be a severe disadvantage. Why? Because we know that amplitude is always susceptible to noise, right? Amplitude is always susceptible to noise. Now, it is very natural that noise, whenever attacks to the signal, it always attacks to the amplitude, right? So that's why you can say that this M-Array ASK is susceptible to the noise and distortions, right? To the noise and distortions. So it is relatively a drawback for M-Array ASK, that it can be very prone to noise. So noise can easily disturb this ASK message or ASK modulation. Why? Because your information is kept inside the amplitude, and noise, whenever attacks to the signal, it always disturb or it is always create distortion in the amplitude, and your information is residing there in the amplitude. So sometimes it will be difficult to detect your signal at the side of receiver. So yes, it is true that M-ARRY ASK will use M-ARRY ASK in a very limited applications, right? We should prefer some other PSK or FSK scheme rather than ASK scheme, right? So this was the M-ARRY ASK modulation scheme that in the constellation diagram, what we do, we basically represent the possible amplitude of the modulated waveform, right? So again, we are using the same concept to represent constellation. For example, we are drawing the constellation for m is equal to 2. So for m is equal to 2, you know that we are having only two choices of amplitudes. So we can have one amplitude here and one amplitude here, right? So it can be your binary ASK, right? It can be your binary ASK, or you can say that it is for m is equal to 2, right? So these are two amplitude representations on the axis or on the basis function, right? Similarly, for m is equal to 4, what we can write down here, we have four possible choices, right? So we have four amplitudes, two are positive and two are negative. So I'm representing four possible levels, right? So for example, here we can have 0, 0, this is for 0, 1, this is for 1, 0, and this is for 1, 1. Similarly, we can also plot for m is equal to 8, right? For m is equal to 8, again I can plot here. So for example, it will be 0, 0, it will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it will be 0, 1, 0, it will be 0, 1, 1. Similarly for 1, 2, 3, 4, it will be for 1, 0, 0, it will be for 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, this is for 1, 1, 1. So these are the possible amplitudes. So this is a distribution of these possible amplitudes on the basis function. So it can be a constellation diagram for binary ASK, for m level ASK. Here m is equal to 4 and here m is equal to 8, right? And here you can clearly see that the distance between symbols is continuously decreasing, right? Because here you can see that this distance is smaller in comparison to this distance. So you can say here when the m increases, you will note down it. When m increases, the distance between symbol decreases, right? This is a very important observation. When m increases, the distance between symbol decreases. So beyond a certain limit, right? You can say that, sir, I can increase m is equal to 4, 8, 64, or some other higher values, right? So if you increase m, then it will be good for ASK, because as you represent your bit with more as you represent your symbol with more number of bits, then decoding can be relatively easier, right? But it is not true always. Beyond a certain limit of m, right, you can see here the distance between two symbols is decreasing. So at the side of receiver may get confused between two nearby symbols, right? It will be little bit difficult to decode two nearby symbols at the side of receiver. There should be a certain gap, because रिसीवर को तो पता नहीं है ना, आप बहुत पास का सिंबल दे दोगे तो रिसीवर कंफ्यूज हो सकता है डिकोडिंग में. अगर आप उनको एक प्रॉपर डिस्टेंस के साथ दोगे सिंबल को, तो उसको पता रहेगा मुझे ये वाला सिंबल चुनना है या ये वाला सिंबल चुनना है. तो जो चुनना है उसके बीच में प्रॉपर गैप होना चाहिए, राइट? अगर वो गैप कम हो जाएगा, एक लिमिट से ज्यादा कम हो जाएगा, तो रिसीवर कंफ्यूज हो सकता है. सो हम ये कह सकते हैं कि द इंक्रीमेंट इन एम, right, beyond a certain limit is not advisable, or it is not good for m level communication, because the gap between two symbol is continuously decreasing. So up to certain limit it is okay, or beyond a certain limit it will not be okay. So it is not a thumb rule that you can increase the value of m for good communication or for more robust modulation scheme, right? It is not always be advisable in any modulation, M-ARRY, PSK, ASK, or FSK, right? In all those three, you should choose the optimum value of m to represent your waveform, right? For example, जो मैंने पहले अभी आपको example दिया था मान लीजिए एक सिंगल सिंबल ये है, नाइक्वेस्ट रेट के हिसाब से मैं इसे सैंपल कर सकता हूं और मुझे केवल 8 लेवल चाहिए नाइक्वेस्ट रेट के हिसाब से। तो नाइक्वेस्ट के हिसाब से सैम्पलिंग करेंगे तो इसका क्या मतलब हुआ कि रिसीवर पर मैं इसको सक्सेसफुली डिकोड कर सकता हूं, सक्सेसफुली रिकंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकता हूं, राइट। तो अगर ऐसा है और 8 लेवल से काम चल रहा है, देन वी विल नॉट गो फॉर 16 लेवल्स, राइट। सो 8 से काम चल रहा है तो हम 8 तक ही रहेंगे, हम 16 लेवल पर नहीं जाएंगे, बिकॉज 8 लेवल कम्युनिकेशन है, 16 लेवल कम्युनिकेशन के अंदर जो ये वाला 16 लेवल कम्युनिकेशन है, इसके जो सिंबल्स हैं वो थोड़ा पास आ रहे होंगे और हो सकता है रिसीवर को इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो डिकोडिंग में, राइट। सो जितना रिक्वायर्ड वैल्यू है m का, हम उतना ही रखना प्रेफर करेंगे। फाइन, समझ में आ गया बेटा ये पॉइंट? थैंक यू वेरी मच।